The late adopter. Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, as that one guy on YouTube always says. How's everybody doing? Everybody doing good? Bitcoin daily every single day, because we gotta know what's happening in Bitcoin. Not so much altcoins right now, because altcoins are a little bit lagging behind. Some altcoins are doing nicely, but most altcoins are waiting for the altcoin season that's gonna start in not so long if everything goes as planned. Bitcoin is doing exactly like we predicted, not exactly like we predict, but it's in the ballpark area of where we predict. You can see here we are hitting that target around 44.4, 44.5, exactly on the dollar up there. And are we gonna get the retracement right now that we talked about down here, and then blast through the resistance? That's depends to be seen. This looks also like some kind of a rising wedge that's playing out. So we're gonna look a little bit about that. I got a couple of news that came out yesterday. It's not actually news, but people are saying that they are big news. So we're gonna examine the news that are kind of big. But before we start, did you guys hit the like button? Did you hit the like button? I even made the poll about the like button. So smash the like button, smash like. Who's in the chat? The center player, what's up? Always, every single day. Batch Guitar is right now back in the chat. Batch Guitar has been a little bit not here during the bearish markets, but once Batch Guitar is back, something is happening. Edward Too Good is also back in the chat. Hey man, how you doing? Who more do we have here? Vanessa, Van the man. Good morning, legends. Good morning, man. How you doing, man? Hookie J, Linda Wetton, Dodge Haggard, Hookie. Music takes me back to the summer of last year, breakfast and TLA. Ooh, your video title got me hooked and scared. No, don't be hooked or scared. The pullback, it's the pullbacks are fine. When I write in the title, the dump of the century, that's when you should be scared, but when I write the pullback, you're like, nice, time to buy. Bro, did you say it's bearish? No. It's bullish. It's bullish. It's very bullish. We are very much bullish. We are very looking very nicely to go towards upside. Small dip to pump. Small dip to pump. Morning chap. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna look a little bit Bitcoin chart. Then we're gonna do the news. Then we're gonna so look maybe how markets are doing. The dollar currency index. We're gonna look at how Dow Jones and SP 500 is doing. Maybe after that look at some altcoins, how they're performing, XRP, Cardano. Cardano is also interesting because it's been pumping a lot lately. And that's about it. Then we're gonna take some questions, and that's gonna be today's show. So let's start with Bitcoin over here and see what's happening with Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin is doing nicely. I see no problem whatsoever with Bitcoin. Even this, you cannot even say it's pullback. It's like minus 0.36% down. Minus 0.36 down, but you can see here this very, very important resistance up here. It's stopping us right now. Now this is very normal, this is very expected resistance, and you can see this up here, this move, this extended move toward the upside. So right now I'm expecting a pullback to this moving average, maybe not the 10 moving average, but definitely 20 and 50 moving average. They're gonna continue doing something like this up here. Maybe we're gonna have a pullback, maybe this is gonna take a couple of days, maybe 1-2 days. I don't know how long it's gonna take, maybe just one day up here and just continue towards the upside. Maybe over the weekend we're gonna have a small dump on the downside, and then Monday boom towards the upside. How this actually gonna play out doesn't matter, but I'm looking at some kind of pullback, and then once the move starts happening again, we are going towards the upside, right? Yesterday I also explained that this might be some kind of cup and handle pattern. I would like this to be a little bit more extended towards the upside up here, but it isn't. But it still looks like a cup and handle pattern because we are not counting on these lines. Let me just remove up these moving averages up here, so you're gonna see here. So you can see how nicely moving averages are curling up here. So this is some kind of cup. You don't have to always to look at a chart, how the chart look. You look at the moving averages. So if you look at the moving averages, you can see that the moving averages are making the cup up here. This is the most important part. The moving averages are making the cup, and if we don't count these breakouts towards the upside because they look like some kind of fake outs, you get this very nice cup. So cup always have this pullback always goes back to the moving averages because the cup is always made by the moving averages. First you go above the moving averages, then you start climbing the moving averages, then you go too fast towards the upside, towards some kind of resistance, you pull back towards the moving averages, then you use moving averages, climb slowly towards the resistance again, and then you break towards the upside. Now if that is the case that that's gonna you know, happen, we might expect on the cup and handle some kind of move all the way up to some kind of 54,000-55,000, which is gonna be like insane levels up here. We're almost at the all-time high back again, right? So if this, you know, if this is a cup and handle pattern, if this move is legit, if we break the resistance up here at 44.5, that's gonna be, you know, one of the most bullish things that are happening to Bitcoin right now. Now I am expecting this to happen. There is one little problem on this W pattern up here. Yeah, so you think this is a W pattern up here? I don't know, man. It might be, might not be. Or you're thinking of this bigger one as a W pattern. Doesn't matter how you look at it. This is still the resistance. 44.5 is still the resistance. Maybe this is W pattern. This is still the resistance that you have to break to go towards the upside, right? Because W patterns, or you know, double bottom patterns, they need to break this middle point up here towards the upside to confirm this the double bottom, right? So if that's to happen, this is the level to break. If this is a cup and handle, if this is a cup and handle, this is still the level that he has to break. You know, still 44.5. It doesn't matter how you look at it, it's still the level to break. If this is some kind of ascending triangle that we talked about, that might be ascending triangle that we talked about, it might be, this is still the level 44.5. 44.5 is one of the most important levels right now on the chart that you can break to become bullish. So you can see we can have nice run towards the upside. We are hitting up here. So the only problem I see right now is whether this triangle up here that I drew, this triangle is the correct one, where we're gonna have a, you know, pullback back to the triangle, which will you know, have a nice confluence with the moving averages, then bounce off of that and then break towards the upside. That will be the most bullish case. The second case that's not so you know, right off the bat bullish is if this is some kind of ascending triangle up here. That means that we can still go back down to the support, and this can, you know, this prolonged move can take us, you know, towards July or something like that, June, July, right? If you remember from the moon phases and you know, the moon video and stuff like that, around June, July, there are very special moons that are happening, super moons and micro moons. So, you know, some big events are gonna happen there. Are we gonna, you know, go sideways up here until June, July? It kind of depends. It kind of depends. There was also one guy on Twitter that actually posted me on you know, nice a nice image of a fractal that he thinks might play out. So he says that this might continue going sideways up here. It's actually this big one up here, sideways up here. So we're gonna see that. But right now, you know, this is the worst case scenario that I can think of right now. If we go sideways up here, that's the worst case scenario. The best case scenario is the pullback up here and then the breakout. And you know, but I do not see any kind of right now dump below the support down here. I don't see the dump below the support. Some people are saying, you know, 44, 45k or whatever, and I'm saying if you go to 44, 45k, there is no turning back. Like, you might, you know, retest up here, and you're definitely gonna see some kind of 29,000, maybe even lower than 29,000, some kind of, you know, 10,000 levels, right? So I don't see this else going down here. I am very much bullish right now. The only question is how this is gonna play out. Are we gonna play out with a, you know, pullback and then breakout, or are we gonna play the long game up here, you know, where we zigzag up here before we eventually break towards the upside? So that's what I'm looking for. But right over here right now, if you zoom in a little bit on the chart, what you're gonna see here is that we are having some kind of a rising wedge up here. Now the rising wedge needs to, you know, break on the downside. So, you know, this looks like channel, but I think it should be drawn something like this up here, give or take. Maybe something like this up here, give or take, maybe a little bit down. It looks like some kind of rising wedge, slow rising wedge towards the upside. I still think we need to, you know, go down here. Maybe it's not, because if you pull it up here, then it corresponds very nicely with the, you know, the support line down here. I don't know. I thought it was a rising wedge. Let's go to the 1 hourly and see this, if this is a rising wedge. Let's clean up the chart. Let's clean up the chart and just draw the lines up here. Does this seem like a rising wedge to you guys? Does this seem like a rising wedge? Let me just see up here quickly. I think this might be up here. Let's use that. Let's use the extended line on this one. Let's use the line. I thought I did this, but you know, I think you should go all the way down here. It looks like some kind of rising wedge to me. It does look like a rising wedge. Doesn't matter how you draw it. This on the 1 hourly, on the 4 hourly. Yeah, it is rising wedge. I mean, it is rising wedge. I mean, it is rising wedge. Nope. What you guys think? Is it the right? I think it's a rising wedge. I think it's a rising wedge. I think we need to, you know. But you know, if this rising wedge plays on the downside, we might, you know, break a lot lower than we should break. Let's go a little bit back and, you know, pull the lines back. Now this one up here. So, you know, we might see some kind of very low levels down here. Let's go to the daily time frame. Maybe to 44.6. I mean 44.6, 44.7 now down here, 44.9. That's the line. So let's go back to the 1 hourly, just draw the rising wedge, because that's the line 44.9 down here. So if we break on the out of the you know, this rising wedge, let me just you know, just one more time see this this wedge up here. There you go, something like this up here, and then a break on the downside. We can definitely go, you know, down here somewhere, 44.9. That would be nice. Yeah, it still plays out. It still plays out, even though if it is a rising wedge or not. So that's what I'm looking for right now. I definitely think that we have to have, you know, some kind of either consolidation phase up here or a pullback. I'm saying pullback because, you know, pullback will be nice because we retest this resistance as support. But you know, consolidation up here, some kind of bull flag, whatever, you know, and then breakout would also be very nice. So Bitcoin does look nice. Bear hopium rising wedge. Yeah, bear hopium rising wedge. It's gonna get bears. Yeah, you see guys, we're gonna down. Nope, not down. So it looks good. Bitcoin is nice. I'm bullish. I don't have any problem with Bitcoin. Now before we go over to the markets, let's check some news from yesterday. And you know, there were two news yesterday. First one is Exxonmobil running pilot project to supply flare gas for Bitcoin mining. So people are saying that Exxonmobil is gonna use you know, excess gas to mine Bitcoin, but the thing is they're gonna support miners with gas. They're not gonna mine themselves. So I don't know if they are trying to twist the words a little bit around. But the oil company was looking to supply flare gas to Bitcoin miners at other sites around the globe. So they're not actually, you know, mining themselves. But people are saying like, oh man, Exxon is using excess gas to mine Bitcoin. They are not mining themselves. It says deal with a crucial energy system. One of PM is using invested gas to power Bitcoin mining operations. So they're just gonna, you know, use the gas, at least from what I get, at least from. But you know, nonetheless, ExxonMobil is a big company. ExxonMobil has been here for centuries, not centuries, but you know, it's been for a long time. And they are the top of the elites. They are the as high on the elite chain as you can get, because ExxonMobil is, you know, they got, you know, their arms and legs in all spheres of the, you know, geopolitics and finance and everything else, you know. So when these guys are doing something, you follow a little bit about doing, see where they are bullish and bearish, see what they are saying and not saying, you know. But the fact that they are if they want to you know, mine the Bitcoin themselves with, you know, excess gas, that'd be something. But right now I don't think it's as bullish, you know, as that would be if they were mining themselves, but they're just supplying the gas. That said, I still think it's a bullish sign for Bitcoin, and it just shows that, you know, there might be some, you know, some friends of our friends that have Bitcoin mining companies that can get supplied with, you know, stuff and stuff like that. Doesn't matter. I think it's a bullish move for Bitcoin. I don't think Bitcoin is gonna die. I don't think Bitcoin is gonna go to zero. This proves to me that elites at the very top of the food chain that are controlling us, all of us, are you know, very much into Bitcoin. So that's a good thing. The second news is that Russia considers accepting Bitcoin for oil and gas. This also came 3 hours ago, but it might be before. Russia is considering accepting Bitcoin as payment for oil and gas exports. Sorry about that. And the way I read the rumor was that Russia is accepting Bitcoin for gas, but it's only a guy, Pavel Zavalny, that says friend cash should be allowed to pay in cryptocurrency. So it's only one guy that's you know, that's saying that they should do Bitcoin payments, and that they are considering it. But I think this is more hopium than actual factual news, but it would be nice. It would be nice. So both these news, both ExxonMobil news and the Bitcoin Russia news, it seems to be, you know, blown out of the proportion to make Bitcoin look good. You know, that's all I want to say about these two stories. It looks good, you know, and people are gonna say like, hey man, Bitcoin is, no, it's not yet, not yet. It's still bullish, if, you know, but you know, not yet. They're nothing concrete just now. Nothing concrete right now. Okay, let's see what's happening with DXY. Is DXY finally gonna go on the downside? So it has consolidation up here at the top. Let's see here. There was a non-divergence on there. This is daily. Let's see the weekly time frame. So we said that this move on the weekly, DXY needs to pull back. It went back 1 week. Right now we're trying to get it back up again, but I still think it needs to get a little bit back to this trend line up here. Now if it just goes kind of sideways up here, it might, you know, break towards the upside, but right now it does not look, you know, right now it's hard to say what it looks like. Let's see up here. It looks like some kind of, you know, triangle is being formed up here. Or a falling wedge, maybe it's a falling wedge that's being formed up here, right? And then right towards the upside. Doesn't matter, it looks like it has a resistance up here at, right now it's at 98 or something like that. It has support on the 20 moving average. If it breaks the resistance, we're gonna know the direction. If it breaks below 20 moving average, it just might, you know, continue tumbling on the downside. So when it comes to the dollar currency index, I'm not quite convinced, you know, which direction this is gonna go right now, because it just looks like consolidating up here. So we need to wait for a little bit for some decisive move or some bullishness that tells us which direction this is gonna go. There is one thing that I want to look at as well. That's Bitcoin market cap dominance, and I just want to show you that Bitcoin market cap dominance is going inside this folding triangle up here. It's almost perfect triangle up here. You can see here. So right now it's pulling a little bit back on the side. There have been, you know, double divergence on the downside down here on the RSI, although I do not like doing the RSI. There has been hidden bearish divergence up here, and there is still hidden bearish divergence up here. There is still hidden bearish divergence up here. This is the weekly time frame. Let's go to see monthly. On the monthly time frame, there is no hidden bearish divergence. Let me see it again. Let me see it on the monthly time frame up here. No, there is hidden bearish divergence up here, so we might see Bitcoin dominance losing value very soon towards the downside if this plays out. But you know, it looks like we're gonna get monthly bullish cross on Bitcoin. Like over here, when you get monthly bullish cross, you know, Bitcoin dominance kind of you know, goes towards the upside for a while. So if we get up here, Bitcoin dominance maybe it's gonna rise. Now this still not closed, still 5 days to close this red candle. Even the red candle closes, you can just, you know, continue next candle towards the upside. Now the red candle doesn't have to close up here, you know, you can just pump big time the next 5 days. If it pumps big time the next 5 days, this might, you know, just avoid the divergence on the monthly time frame. So we're gonna see how that actually plays out. And the last chart, you know, that I had wanted to look at was, you know, the market charts. So you'll see here that the market on the weekly time frame came exactly. This is Dow Jones, resistance up here. We started bleeding on the downside, found some bottom, bounced up to the moving averages, and right now getting, you know, stopped out by the moving averages. Exactly here at what's that, 2050 moving average over here, we are getting stopped out. The question is, can we break this towards the upside and continue? Are we just gonna stay here in the next week, continue? I think it's a little bit hard to say right now, but there is definitely some kind of support. Where is the support? I mean, this one up here is the last one, but yeah, you have breaking all kinds of supports towards the upside as well. Bullish, bullish. It looks like just hitting the retest up here. Hitting the retest. If it managed to break up here, that's gonna be bull. I don't see any decisive rejection yet. So this is just standing here at the top. You can see here it looks like it's consolidating here at up here. So I think we need to wait a little bit more to see some kind of decisive move to see where this is gonna go next. But right now I think people in the market are generally like, okay, we've dumped down, there was a lot of fear, we pumped back up to the resistance. Now the question is Was that it? You know, are we done? Are we gonna continue towards the upside, or was this just, you know, the start of a, you know, prolonged bear market towards the downside? We said this top was up here at 36.3. It still looks like that was the top, and until we get back above these levels, I don't see us, you know, recovering. Okay, guys, do you got any questions or anything you wanna check out? I love it when you're bullish. Bitcoin of America added Doge to ATM. I don't believe that, man. Bitcoin of America Doge. Okay. Dogecoin now added to Bitcoin of America ATM details. Dogecoin is available at Bitcoin America ATMs. What's Bitcoin? Bitcoin America, they just got some kind of Dogecoins finally here. But what kind of other Bitcoins of America? What kind of other coins are in there? Do you have access to Bitcoin America? There's some restriction that prevent you from accessing the site. So I don't have the access to the site or whatever. Bitcoin of America. Allow essential cooking. The critical base for a long time. Which coins can you buy and sell on because it looks like you can sell all kinds of coins, and they just added, you know, Dogecoin, but you know, so I won't say that's bullish. Like if it was only Bitcoin and Dogecoin, that would be bullish, but unfortunately no. BTC dominance pumping means crash. No, it doesn't. I don't think it does. Otherwise, going up, showing it's unable to regain dominance. Everybody's just looking at BTC for a signal to buy alts. Maybe that could be the case. Maybe the way we have been, you know, analyzing the Bitcoin dominance, and I haven't been analyzing it that much, might have been wrong. So, you know, it may have, you know, changed right now the course of how it's actually behaving versus alts, because there are so many good projects, there are so many good technologies coming out, that Bitcoin is just, you know, one of these things that it cannot grow that much. I mean, money, you know, the crypto space has so much room to grow, but Bitcoin doesn't. Bitcoin is just, you know, a big coin that, you know, you see 30 and you think it can go to 100, and that's like 3x. And then any other shit coin you buy is gonna definitely do 3x in a couple of days, you know. So I think people are, you know, the Bitcoin is still can do a lot of, you know, good, and it can climb very nicely, but I think it played its role. It went up very high, it got everybody excited by crypto, but right now I think like majority of the people are not actually buying. I don't know anybody who's buying Bitcoin anymore. My wife doesn't want to buy Bitcoin, her friends doesn't want to buy Bitcoin, other friends don't want to buy Bitcoin. Everybody's buying everything else. About they like Bitcoin go up and down, but sorry, they like Bitcoin going up, but they don't want to buy Bitcoin. They want to buy everything else because they know they're not gonna get rich on Bitcoin, right? They're not gonna get rich on Bitcoin. They're gonna get rich on some kind of, you know, meme, you know, Ponzi Inu coin, and you know it can go up like 100k. I think it's time to buy Bitcoin. We're gonna see on the pullback. If pullback, here's the thing, guys. The way I see it right now. So right now we're hitting this resistance up here, and I expect some kind of small pullback down here. If the pullback holds the support line, if the what is this support down here? If the pullback holds the support and we start climbing towards the upside, you know, if the holds the support and then we again break the resistance up here, that's it, guys. That's it. The moon, the 100k, the 100k. Good morning. Why is X pumping like crazy? Yeah, I saw XS. It is pumping like crazy indeed. Why it is pumping like crazy? Because everything else is pumping like crazy. It hit some kind of button, it broke the resistance. Down here you can see the resistance, broke that towards the upside. And of course, what happens when you break that, you know, some coins do pump, other coins don't pump. These are metaverse coins that, you know, bounce towards the upside. Let's check out other metaverse coins and see, are they bullish? Right now everything is in red. NG coin on the downside down here on the daily time frame. Let's just remove all the old lines. Maybe it's close, but you know, there's so many lines in this one. let's find something that's easier to see. So this one up here, so Gala looks like it might break out. Very important level of resistance. Gala looks like it might break out because you can see this trend line up here, very important. You can see how slowly it's climbing up here. So Gala definitely looks like it might do a nice move towards the upside, so do watch Gala. ELV, it looks like it broke out down here, had a pullback and slowly climbing up above the moving average. So ELV looks also to continue to going towards the upside. Mana, I would like Mana to do something nice, but you know, it's not doing so much nice. So you can see here a very nice level of resistance. It's all the way up at $3 right now, 2.6, so that's like something like 20% towards the upside up here. If I am guessing like 15%, so my math is kind of off. But short term downtrend, you can see here this last move on downside got broken, so I'm guessing it slowly might build up to this level of resistance, and once it breaks that, I think it might do a nice move towards the upside. Sand also getting ready up here. It broke the resistance on downside up here, tried climbing up here, hitting resistance. If it starts breaking this, it just might continue a nice move towards the upside. So it looks like some coins are getting ready to, you know, to finally break this very important resistance. If they fail to break it, of course, we know what's gonna happen next. How's Cardano doing? Cardano has been performing very nicely lately. Right now 0.88. We had our target up here at 223. Is it 223? Yeah, it's 223. It's pretty close, so I'm guessing it needs to, you know, chill there for a bit. It doesn't have to chill for a bit, you can just continue pumping, but you can see here it is curving towards, you know, towards the right. It is curving, so I'm guessing it is trying to consolidate a little bit up here at the top. So let's make the trend line and see where the trend line is going. It did go up way too fast. Way too fast, so it's this one and this one up here. So I'm guessing up to 20 moving average. So I think this pullback might come just down to 20 moving average. And then break towards the upside. So we're gonna see how this actually is gonna play out. We definitely don't want to go below 20 moving average on the 4-hourly, and you know, because then you have to wait for some, you know, some other moving average and something to give it support. But you know, it's still not, you know, very fast option. It just exploded too much up here. So right now it's kind of going sideways. I'm looking for this 20 moving average on the 4-hourly to give it support, and maybe we go all the way up to the to 223, and then we'll see if there is any kind of divergence up here, if it's gonna break or whatever it's gonna do. But right now it just looks like a pullback back to the moving averages, back to the trend line. How can BTC regain dominance? Alts are banned by regulators. BTC creators and take alts down even more. Market thinks BTC is suddenly so bullish that nobody buys alts. I don't see 3 happening. Yeah, I don't see nothing happening. Alts are not gonna be banned by regulators. BTC crashes and takes all down even more. Yeah, but we are already at the bottom. Like, how much can it crash? It can definitely crash, but you know, that's gonna be some, you know, world-ending event. And the last thing, you know, BTC is so bullish that nobody buys alts. It's never gonna be that bullish, man. People know, you know, what Bitcoin can do in a short spare of time. Like, people know that Bitcoin can hit 1 million, and you know, that's like nice gains. But you know, people don't want to wait 10 years for that. So you know, XRP, how is XRP doing right now? XRP is down 0.75%. Let's see here. So we said the XRP had this inverse head and shoulders pattern with the target up here at something like 133, right? Yeah, and it this on the daily time frame. So if this, you know, inverse head and shoulders plays out, you know, target should be up here at 133. We see that there is a very important level of resistance up here that comes at around $1. So if it starts going towards up here, breaks $1 up here, I'm looking at 133 as a next resistance, or a target at least. So, but overall, it does look, if I can just stop doing stuff with my, okay. It does look very nice. It also, you can see this this line up here. I'm gonna make it harder. It goes right below these levels. This is a rising wedge, guys. This is a rising wedge up here somewhere, right? this is a rising wedge, and you can see that here we broke out of the rising wedge. Now we're just kind of hugging this rising wedge up here towards the upside. So this looks actually already good, and it looks like it might just continue pumping if I haven't, you know, if I haven't drawn the rising wedge correctly, because, you know, you can definitely draw something like this up here and then you are still out in the rising wedge. So sometimes you draw the wedges wrongly. What you guys think? Man, this looks like an outlier, so it cannot be that. Maybe I still in some kind of rising wedge. Maybe that's why we haven't seen the volume kicking in, right? Maybe that's the case. Maybe this is still some kind of rising wedge on XRP, and you know, the rising wedge can tend to break on downside, but if there is enough bullishness, you know, they can definitely also break towards the upside. If they break towards the upside, get up here, you know, they can just explode towards the upside. So we are looking at this. Maybe I did draw it a little bit, you know, wrongly first time. But right now it's time to wait and see what's the next move for XRP, because this is, you know, this can definitely pull back. But if it pulls back, you know, these moving averages, you know, you don't wanna go below this. You don't wanna go below this this support line up here. You know, inverse head shoulders down here. But the pullback can definitely happen down here, and maybe some kind of fake out with some kind of spring towards the upside. There's a lot of options. But it is looking nice. Amin Samani, can you please look at Alice? Yeah, Alice. I remember when Alice came out, I checked out the game, it was 70 bucks and it went straight down. So, yeah, it was actually more than 70, but it went down to, well, when I looked at it, it was around 70 bucks. Yeah, 20 bucks, 70 bucks, it was something like that here. But I remember the, you know, not buying, like it went from 0.01 all the way up. The good thing about Alice is, you know, that it did not, you know, pull back too much. I mean, it did pull back 85% from the top, and right now it's down 74% from the top. You know, people must say, hey, it's gonna, nah, 85% is enough. 85% is enough. So is Alice breaking the trend up here? It looks like it might be breaking the trend. Yeah, it is breaking the trend over here, so it is definitely right now trying to, you know, continue towards the upside. I think this is very bullish still. Maybe have a small pullback up here before we continue towards the upside. Let's see on the weekly time frame how this actually looks. Let's remove everything and try to draw a weekly trend line up here. Should be something like this. Yeah, it is breaking towards the upside. If you can manage to stay above 10 moving average up here, this is gonna be very bullish for the end of the week. So 2 days left on this weekly candle. If this weekly candle can stay above this white moving average, that's 10 moving average, that's very bullish for the price. Overall, it does look like it found some kind of bottom right now, and it might, you know, just start, you know, climbing up here towards the upside. Looks good, looks nice, man. What are some targets for Alice? I don't know, I would say the 2050 moving average also corresponds with this. Up here is 1177, and all the way down to maybe something like 1061, give or take. It's like 30% up, give or take. If it can manage to break this 897 level, so we'll see. XRP on the daily needs a correction. I don't think it needs a correction, XRP on the daily. Nah, it can have a small pullback, but I won't call it a correction. I would call it a pullback. Correction is when something goes too much up and corrects, right? But when you go slowly something up, you just have a small pullback. I don't think it. I will, you know, you can call it correction, but you know, small pullback. But it's not gonna be a big pullback if it goes like 4 or 5% towards downside at most, and then you know, continue towards the upside. So you know, that might be the case. That might be the case. Could you look at Near? Thanks, man. You're welcome. Good morning, man. What's your thoughts on audio? You can hear it. Near. Let's check out Near. Too many lines, old lines. Let's remove the lines. This is daily time frame. Let's. Near looks actually quite bullish. I mean, it did not. It did go down something like 63% from the all-time high, so it is very bullish. It is above all moving averages on daily time frame. It is above all moving averages on weekly time frame. It is above all moving averages and climbing on 4-hour time frame. This looks very good, man. I don't know what NIR is, but it is a lot more bullish than a lot of other coins right now. You can see also the trend up here. It got broken. It's actually down here, give or take. So we had this trend. You can also call this some kind of you know, inverse head and shoulders pattern that's breaking up over here right now. There is some resistance at what's that? Up here at what's that? 13.3, give or take. 13.3. There is some resistance up there. If it can manage to get above this resistance up here, I think it just might continue nice towards outside, because it looks good. The only problem up here is these moving averages that are, you know, lagging a little bit behind, so they need to come to the price. So maybe just gonna consolidate right up here below the moving below the resistance, consolidate here, wait for the moving averages, and now once the moving average come in, then, you know, blast towards the upside. But it does look more bullish than other coins. How do I know that? Well, it did not bleed down like 80. It did not bleed down like 80-90% on the downside during the dump, right? That's what I'm looking for. Oftentimes I want to see if, you know, the coins is bullish or bearish. I want to see how much I dumped. You can also hear that these bottoms down here have just been, you know, higher lows as well, which is quite bullish. Higher highs, higher high, higher. And right now you can say this technically a lower high, but let's see on the weekly time frame. So it has been just climbing towards the upside. You can see here the bottom up here, it's just climbing. So if this can manage to get above 14 or something like that up here, you know, you got again a higher high and stuff like that. Let's see back on the weekly time frame. A lot of the runs all the way up to the top. Pullback, you got hidden bullish the runs right now going towards the upside. The question is, can this, you know, pump so much that it, you know, gets up here? Maybe. The price corrected itself, so it's nice. Alice, who the F is Alice? If you're old, you will get it. Yeah, I remember being like 13 years old and stuff like that, you know. So I started going to, you know, these, you know, youth clubs outside, and I remember this, you know, who the F is Alice, like, was banging every single Friday night, you know, Friday night. Who the F is Alice? Yeah, so I'm old enough. I'm old enough. Can you do audio? I can do audio. Shiba, crazy times coming. I don't know if they are crazy times, but maybe. There is a very important resistance up here, at least at around 300, because this 200 moving average and this very important trend line up here is right there. So, you know, Shiba might be at some kind of bottom right now where it's looking to blast towards the upside. And Shiba is one of these, you know, pumpy coins. The question is, will it pump again? So we're gonna see. LOL audio is a token. I know what audio is, man. I'm just joking around. I'll check it out. Since we are talking so much about audio, I'll check it out. I was trying to avoid looking at the audio. So old lines, let's move the lines up here. Let's just go to the weekly time frame. It looks like already broke the trend. Yeah, so this broke the trend last week, actually. Last week. This week is just kind of going sideways, which kind of expected because it did pump a lot. I can already see it from the chart. That's 89% pullback to 56%. Right now consolidating up here, which is fine because, you know, I understand why you want me to look at it, because you are expecting, you know, the candle after candle to go something like this. That doesn't happen in technical analysis. Right now it had a nice pump, went down, consolidating up here above these moving averages, and right now it's just waiting for these moving averages to come up here so it can do another move towards the upside. If it's bullish, it needs to break. Let's go to the weekly time frame. A weekly time frame needs to break this. If it can break in the next couple of days, you know, this up here, it will be very bullish. But even if it starts going sideways, it might just, you know, continue. Any kind of consolidation up here at the top without any failure to go back down is bullish. You can see the RSI is at 44. It looks nice on the weekly time frame. It looks like it's gonna get a weekly cross on the MACD. So everything looks nice and dandy. There is divergence up here. You can see here the price is going down, the RSI is going up. What did we say last time? RSI divergence are a lag indicator. I explained that yesterday. So this can definitely, even with this red candle, it can just continue going towards the upside, and there will be no divergence up here on the chart. Laggy indicator, we do not trust RSI indication, RSI divergences to tell us where the next move is gonna happen. This looks bullish. It did break the trend. Something that breaks this trend on a weekly time frame doesn't just drop down. You can see here it's already green, so you can definitely pull it back a little bit more towards the upside. It does look nice on the daily time frame. So a couple of moves up here, and it's already above this line up here at 111. It looks bullish, man. I like, no problem whatsoever right now. The only problem is it did pump like 89% and 56% to the close too fast. So some kind of sideways move might happen. How much did it dump from the all-time high? Let's see it up there, 84%, so it's normal. So you can see, guys, a lot of projects already dumped like 84, 74%. Let's say 85% on the dump on altcoins right now. 85% is the bottom. If you see something that's dumped only like 75% or maybe even 65%, those coins are a lot more bullish than other coins, right? Because the pullback shows some kind of yeah, we don't want to sell this that much, so I like coins that haven't dumped that much. So 85% is totally normal, like everything else. But if you find some other coins, I don't know which coins that's gonna be. This dumped 74, Polkadot dumped 74%. Phantom dumped a lot lately. I don't know how Phantom is doing, actually quite crap, unfortunately. Phantom is doing quite crap. You can see he's dumped 69%. And it was looking bullish, but then the news came that the devs left the stuff, and it is trying to climb up here. You can see here it went some kind of bottom. Right now it's climbing up here. The question is, can it break this towards the upside? It just looks it might do that. It might pump big time towards the upside up here. I don't know. I don't even know where the trend line should be at. Let's clear up everything up here. There's that, but what do we have below it? Maybe it is breaking trend. Let's see here on the daily time frame. Yeah, it does look like it might be this. Should start up here somewhere, but how does this work? Down here, somewhere down here. Maybe it already broke the trend. Maybe it's just consolidating up here. Let's go to the 1 hourly time frame up here, just to see this move. How this move is going. This move on Phantom looks like it's creating some kind of. Because you cannot use this one. You can use this one up there, somewhere there. Should be maybe this. Or take. Maybe some kind of slow rising wedge. If we're gonna watch if it breaks towards the upside, downside, but doesn't matter. We don't need any more animal coins, please, Elmo. Just wait, man. As soon as the bull run continues, animal coins can start popping. Are you avoiding eating sushi too? Nice. Are you avoiding? Yeah. Let's. Since I'm avoiding, we should. I had sushi like. I had sushi yesterday, actually. Yesterday or the day before. Wife makes very nice sushi. So, how much? Now the problem up here, it is been just bleeding since forever up here, and it's down 87% since all-time high. But it's a DEX, guys. A DEX, and everything has a DEX right now. So the only thing I'm wondering right now, did this break the downtrend? It did break the downtrend down here on the short term. So it's right now, it can climb towards the upside. The big resistance is around up here somewhere, give or take. I'm just gonna eyeball it. So if it can climb and everything climbs towards the upside, I'm looking at some kind of $7 up here. $7 give or take, 200 moving average up here. That's the more support to resistance, but the fact that it's going so slow, I don't know. It's still below the 10 moving average. Like you can see some bullish coins that are above all moving average already up here, and already climbing. But some coins are below all of the moving averages, So it doesn't show me a lot of optimism in the chart. One looks like he'll do well again. Yeah, maybe. Okay, guys, it's been 15 minutes for Bitcoin Daily. Thank you for joining. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm gonna try to keep it shorter, like 30 minutes or something like that, because you know, it just gets too boring at the end, I think. Thanks for hitting the like button, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Tomorrow, same time, same place, 9 a.m. Central European time on the dollar. We're gonna do Bitcoin Daily. We're gonna try to continue doing Bitcoin Daily because right now I do have a little bit more time to do stuff because some things have, you know, been done. So we're gonna continue now that Bitcoin is, you know, rallying towards the upside, you know, looking good. We're gonna see if it's gonna be rally towards the upside. We just might experience another great euphoria again. So get ready for euphoria, guys. Great stream batch. Thanks, man. See you around.